Oh shit. Let me put it down.
Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Mr. Hollywood.
Mr. Prime Time, how are you doing, sir?
I've been better, man. I barely have a voice. Struggling with that.
Yeah,
Still freezing, trying to thaw out from yesterday, but
I saw you yesterday, dude, with your you had your little boggin on, your little glasses and junk. You was looking pretty cool there, bro.
I was just trying to survive, man. It was freezing out there, and we got there so early too. Like we got there at 8 o'clock, so I was outside the
Yo,
entire
I hit you
time.
up.
So by
I
the time
hit you.
we got to kickoff, I was freezing.
Yo, I hit you that morning. Yo, you responded like hella early. So
Did you really? I don't even
yeah,
remember that.
yeah.
I barely even slept the night before. That's why.
Yeah, Truly's down. Truly's down. Nah, I'm frustrated, bro. But let's start off with, man. Tell us about the tailgate, the environment, the stadium, the weather. Let's start with that, bro.
Tailgate was good. You know, I didn't bring the grill or anything. It was mostly liquid. You know, we bounced around a few different spots. I had a few things, but I didn't really eat too much. So I was pretty rowdy when I got in there. I was a little disappointed. A lot of empty rows, especially in the upper deck. Kind of understandable. It was freezing cold, but the people that were there, you know, they were into it. They were getting loud. They were getting up, but you know, just so many empty seats for a big game like that in December. I was expecting a little bit better of a turnout.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. So as we dive deep into this, man, I'm just gonna be really honest with you, bro.
Say what's up to Elmo.
What's up, Elmo? What's up, chat?
What's
I'm
going on,
just,
everybody? I'm down, man.
yeah, bro.
I'll let
Like
you go first, but
yo, I'm hurt, and you know, and it's like, yo, like it's gonna be a little smoke tonight, bro. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. Like I'm just gonna be real with you. Like I'm really disappointed. Like I'm really disappointed. I realized like two things yesterday. Number one, our defense is nothing without Quinn, bro. Like if you don't realize how good
uh,
this guy's been all season long,
they
no, no,
didn't
no,
give up.
no,
They
no,
didn't give up a touchdown until the final 2
no,
minutes. I mean,
no. My
I know they had
no,
some long drives mixed in there. I get all that, but
but no.
and you got to close out games. That's
It,
perfectly fine. But
it's
they did more than enough for 58 minutes, where
it,
it shouldn't have even came down to that.
it's deeper than that though. Like we got no
Yeah,
pass rush, and I realize how much of a pass rush he is. Has been getting double teamed the whole game, and you just watch him not being there. The Buffalo game and this game as well. You know how big of an impact he really makes every play. And I want to say this first, and I want to jump on this real quick. Yo, shout out to our four Pro Bowlers, man. Something we haven't had in the Jets in a really long time. You know what I'm saying? That's Quinnen, that's Sauce, that's Hardy, and that's
Thomas Hennessy,
Hennessy. Yes,
right?
sir. I
Yeah.
mean the long snapper, yo, the longest tender Jet here.
Is it all official on all four of them? I saw they were the leading vote getters. I didn't know if it was official. I know
Yeah,
they
I
were
thought
announcing them all
I
tonight.
yeah, I thought it was official myself, but let's just go with it. Yes,
Yeah,
hopefully
sounds good, right? Four Pro
sounds
Bowlers.
good.
Let's go.
Sound good enough for me. But
Yeah, so I mean, in general, I'm feeling kind of down just because it feels like all these losses are just starting to pile up at this point. You've lost 4 out of 5. You can make a case that every single one of those games, including the first Patriot game, like all those games were winnable. You know, you're 1 yard away from the Vikings at New England. You're the punt return touchdown away in that game, and even yesterday, you know, you were a 4th and 1 away from closing it out, a field goal away from going to overtime. It's like all these losses now are starting to pile up. Where you know, even though you still have a shot. If you want to start with the optimistic side of me, I'll say that if the Jets win out, they do find a way to win these final 3 games. I think they're in the playoffs. They will be in the playoffs, in fact, because the Patriots are not going 3-0. You know, they got the Bengals and they got the Dolphins, and then they're at Buffalo. They'll be lucky to win one of those games. So as long as the Jets take care of business the next 2 weeks, they win their next 2 games, they're going into Miami with the chance to win that game and go to the playoffs because they would own the tiebreak.
well,
So
I'm gonna jump a whole new level of pimping right here, bro.
that's the only positive you're probably going to get from me
Nah,
tonight.
you ain't getting no positive from me. We're not making the playoffs. We're just not.
Don't say that. Don't say
No,
that.
no, it's the truth, bro. And I had to face reality yesterday. That's why my day's been so just shitty all day. But we're not gonna make the playoffs, man. It's just
What
what
are
it
you
is.
What are you going to say if they win Thursday?
I'm going to be happy. Listen,
I get it. We're pissed right now. If they
no,
win
any
Thursday, then
victory,
what are you going to say?
any victory we get, I'm going to be happy. But you're not going to tell me. Listen, I'm going to be really honest with you, bro. There is no fucking way we should have lost to Detroit. Okay, I'm not even blaming the defense. Listen, I'm not even blaming the punter. Man, listen, he's on the 1 yard line. All he wanted to do was get the ball kicked off. Well, he should have angled it, bro, to get it
No,
blocked.
Zach did not do enough, and we'll get into that very soon.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
did not do enough.
And at the end of the day, it kills me with this, bro. Listen, the problem I have is this.
That's the big thing.
That defense sucked. We should have won this game by 30 fucking points. That's my problem. That's where I'm at. Our offense.
I mean, you can look at every phase of the game, from the punt return touchdown and the missed field goal, the defense collapsing in the final 2 minutes, and the offense. They can't consistently do the easy shit when Zach Wilson's in there. And that's my biggest problem. If you want to transition to Zach right now, we could do that, because my biggest issue, for all the good that he showed, making the plays on the run, going downfield, like, we knew he could do all that. That's the same Zach Wilson that we saw coming out of college, week 1, rookie year. He can make those throws, and we know that. The shit that he can't do is stay in the pocket and make the easy throws look easy.
Bro.
When guys are wide open, he can't hit them. He doesn't know how to put touch on the football. Bro. So for all the yards that he had, the interception was brutal at the end. He didn't see the safety, just threw it right to him. He had Michael Carter bail him out of another interception. There's just no rhythm at all with the offense when he's in there. They rely on those chunk plays, and against good defenses, you're not going to get away with that.
Listen, number one, I'm going to be really honest with you. That's why we lost the game. And I'm not putting it all on Zach. I'm not putting it all on anybody else. But you're not telling me, bro, that this team, the way their defense played, that we had 40 points, bro. Their defense was giving up. I mean, bro, listen, Mike White would have picked them apart. Bottom line. Just very simple. Guys were wide open.
If you would have told me the defense gave up 1 touchdown, we win the game. I'd say it's a blowout. You want to throw in a special teams touchdown? Okay, it's a 31-20 type of game.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to be really honest with you. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm sick of this, bro. I was having anxiety during the game yesterday, bro.
This comment is spot on, and thank you, Val. I really appreciate it, dude.
Appreciate it,
Zach can make some spectacular throws that most quarterbacks can't, but he can't make a lot of simple throws that most quarterbacks can.
That's
and
the
that
truth.
Is perfectly spot on.
That's the best way. If you want to elaborate what we saw from Zach yesterday, listen. One thing I'm going to say this when we get to the floor, but I'm going to jump ahead of it now. But listen, why don't you roll this kid out? Apparently, he's more comfortable outside the pocket. Why are you not doing this? You had a lot of success doing that, and you went away from it. This kid is not a pocket passer at this moment. Okay, at this moment, he is not. He cannot make the simple throws that make you great. Listen, yes, he has some off-schedule plays, and they look big chunk yards. But listen, throwing the ball across his body, up in the air, just hoping that one of our players go get it, it doesn't work in the NFL. It doesn't work, and this is why we're not winning. We're not winning. They are the worst defense in the league, and we struggle. I don't want to hear about 350 yards when we should have had 700. We should have won that game.
And that's the thing. I mean, the first half was okay. Like you said, he made a few plays on the run. He didn't throw any interceptions. He didn't give the ball away. But it's like, how many of those plays do you really have in your playbook? Can you really roll them out every single time? Like,
if you got to, yes. It doesn't. Listen, prime time. Listen.
That's where I got to get into like more film stuff, like where the defense is just taking it away at that point. I mean, you got to be able to hang in the pocket and make a simple throw. When guys are open, if you can't do that consistently in this league, like, you're not going to be able to roll out every time. Like, it's just not.
They're putting 9 in the box, man. They got 9 in the box.
And that's another thing. You can't run the ball.
They got 9 how you running the ball when they got 9 in the box? And they do that because your quarterback is incapable of throwing the short passes. That's why they do that. Any defense would do that. Listen, I'm not knocking Detroit. I'm not taking nothing from them. They have an explosive offense. Our defense held them to a touchdown in the field goal, okay? Their defense is 31st in the league, and I saw why yesterday. There is no reason why we should have lost that game. They put 9 in the box because they do not.
Just watch the film. The offense moved the ball almost the entire game, especially the entire second
BYU
half.
fan, why don't you call in, man? Why don't you call in, bro? Why don't you call in?
He says he calls in, and that we don't click on him.
No, why don't you call in? Why don't you call in, man? All this pitter-patter bullshit, bro, I'm getting really sick of it, bro. I'm really, really sick of it. You know what I'm saying?
And it's
Listen,
funny too, because he was the one that was saying that Mike White played like shit against Minnesota,
yo,
right?
listen, man.
He
That's
went
just
on the
not.
road, moved the
Yo,
ball
man,
every
go
single
find
drive
you
in the
something
second
to
half,
fucking do
and
with your
somehow he
life,
played
man.
like shit when his
Yo,
completion percentage was
it
what,
just
like
yo,
60
you
something,
can't
70
you
something that
can't
game?
be honest. You can't be honest
Zach
and give
Wilson's barely over 50% this week, and we're
a
gonna say he played great.
honest assessment of what
Like,
we saw.
and listen, it's not to hammer the kid again. Like, I'm not saying that he's not salvageable. I love the physical traits that he has, but that's been the same conversation that we've had about him. Like, what
Yo,
area of his game has gotten better since his rookie year?
bro,
He's
I want
mobile. He can make plays on the run. He can hit the deep ball downfield. But what else
I,
does he do well?
I wanted this kid to do so well yesterday.
So
And
did I, dude.
and everybody who's a Jet fan, listen, I keep saying this, man. I'm not a Mike White fan. I'm not a Zach fan. I'm a Jets fan. I've always been that way. I'm always going to stay that way. I'm always going to be solid. I'm going to call it like I see it. This is what it is. I don't have a problem with the way with Zach. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, he's not very good. So we're going to make the playoffs with Zach as our quarterback. It's not happening. It's not. So
And
if
this
you
is
want to
true
play
too,
the
though.
kid, play him.
And this is true too, though. It was a team loss. It's not just on Zach. Like I said,
Oh,
the special team screwed him at a 10 points. The defense at the end, you can blame that. It's not just all on Zach, but to sit for 4 weeks and everything was about him resetting, right? Showing that he could make progress. Well, again, like the things he did well yesterday, those were the things that we
man,
already knew he could do well.
I'm so
The things that he
tired.
was struggling with, he still struggled with. Putting
I'm
touch
so,
on the ball, making those easy throws, identifying a blitz and not taking sacks in
bro.
crucial moments. That's why he
I'm,
needed a lot of those big plays.
bro. I'm so tired of people just listen, man. I'm not attacking Zach. I am just calling like I see it. You're not going to tell me that if you watched that game yesterday and you saw Detroit's defense, there is no way on earth you're going to tell me that any decent quarterback. Listen, they've had shootouts with everybody they played, but us.
It's
So,
crazy,
because
man.
Zach threw for 350 yards, yo, listen, this is the problem. I would have took Zach at 225 or 230 if he would have been accurate with the passes that he needed to make.
Yep.
That is the problem. Listen, the pass to Barrios, the pass to Mims, the pass to, listen, these guys were open. I'm telling you, man, listen, he's sailing balls. He got lucky a couple times. Listen, I love the kid. I think the kid can be a good quarterback, but whatever his malfunction is, we know it wasn't going to get fixed in one off season. And as an offensive coordinator, you got to figure out a better way to define what this kid should do.
And for all my optimism when I started about the potential of making the playoffs, and I still have some belief that they can go 3-0 these final 3 games, especially if Mike White comes back. Although it's not looking good for Thursday. My biggest fear and what has me just completely down today is not just the fact that Justin Fields is making highlight runs every single week, but now you're going up Thursday night national TV against Trevor Lawrence, who's just playing out of his mind the last 5 weeks. And it just brings back all those memories from the stream in 2020, where it's like, we were 3 games
Tank,
away from
tank
Trevor
for
being the
Trevor, bro.
guy. And
Tank
and
for
then and then
Trevor.
and then 4 weeks later, we watched Justin Fields outduel Trevor Lawrence. We think he's the guy. And then Zach Wilson comes out of nowhere, 5th-round pick prior to COVID year. And now it's like, here we are with questions about the quarterback possibly still going into year 3. What are we doing this offseason? Do you pay Mike White? If a superstar like Brady or Rodgers somehow becomes available, do you make a move for that guy? Like, I just want to have the quarterback position solved and like some consistency with it.
I just think that whatever's going on with this kid, he's just not ready, and there's no other way around it. You're not going to be able to fix it in a 3 or 4 week period. It's not happening. And to say that Jack on a short week, Jacksonville coming in, and you think that we're just going to automatically just coming in? No, we're not making the playoffs. And that's
Yeah.
what pisses me off more than
Don't say
anything.
that.
I'm just, nah, we're not, bro. It's just what it is. I watched the game yesterday.
Survive Thursday night, get Mike White back after that. They're going to the
Bro,
playoffs.
he's not. Listen, the problem is, I'm praying Mike White. I'm praying that he got some good water or
I
some
don't think he's going to make it for Thursday night, just based
man.
on the way they were talking about him getting cleared and going through like his own doctor and then the team doctors.
I
Too
hope
many
he
hurdles in
plays,
a
man.
short week. I think.
I just hope he plays, man. Listen,
Me
I'm
too.
serious, man. Like,
Could
I'm
you
not
could
gonna.
you see a scenario where maybe he's the number 2, where he's cleared, but like they don't want him to be out there, and they're only going to put him out there if they need to?
I mean, I'll take that. I'll be honest with you, because if Zach's also struggle, you bring Mike in. But I'm just saying this right here. Listen, and this is something else. What Zach? I want to tell you guys yesterday. The thing I was hoping Zach would clear up. The biggest thing with me is his accuracy, his footwork, and getting the ball in his hands quickly. When he drops back, man, he's 5'3", 7-step drops. He holds the ball way too long in this offense. The ball should come out quickly. And a guy like Zach who has a cannon arm, you think that it would be effortless for him to do that. What it is, he doesn't have no touch. Listen, the pass to whatever I think it was Jeff Smith, wide open, bro.
Yep.
That
Even to
touch, bro.
Barrios too.
Yo, it's that touch,
There's
bro.
another
All
one
it
to
is touch.
Elijah Moore.
It's touch. He doesn't have that. Now, can he sling it 150 yards? Absolutely. But he can't do a
I was
check
trying to
down.
find the tweet from Samini. This was from ESPN Stats Info. Zach Wilson's off target percentage was 35.3, actually worse than the game that he had at New England this year, and that marks the 434th ranked game out of 442 of individual passing performances this year.
I mean,
So his accuracy that yesterday was one of the worst all season of any quarterback.
you know what
So
I'm
again,
saying?
he made the chunk plays. He got bailed out by Carter on the one. You know, I'll give him credit for the Uzama throw. And again, like the big plays are nice. Like he could do those things. But if you can't manage just moving the chains and hitting the simple passes, like better defenses are going to take those plays away.
Bro,
Those big chunk plays, better defenses take them away.
imagine how
So
good he would be if he could actually, you know what I'm saying, do the simple passes. The kid could be amazing. The problem is this. Now listen, I knew when Detroit just started stacking everybody in the box, I already knew it was gonna be a long day. And I was hoping that okay, and he made some good throws in the first half. And he really did. You know what I'm saying? That interception, no reason for that.
yeah, the offense doesn't look comfortable. The receivers don't look happy. Their body language
Wow.
coming off the field, their heads
Yep.
are down, their hands are up. Like they know when they're open and when they should be making plays. And
And,
he's just not putting the ball in a place where he gives them a chance.
and
And
the
sometimes
and
he's just
the
throwing fastballs too.
and the bad part is like, you know what I'm saying? Like the receivers are really trying to buy into Zach. You know what I'm saying? They're really trying to believe and pick
Yep.
this guy up. He just doesn't have it. And it's very obvious. So what happens is you're watching our playoff hope dwindle away. And I'm not putting it all on Zach, but I'm putting those two Patriot games on Zach. I'm gonna put those
Yep.
on Zach. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna make him carry those ones because those are the games that damn near cost our season, bro. Right. Listen, bro, this is I'm so sick of this, man. I'm sick of this, bro. I'm sick of believing in this shit. And then right when we get there, boom, right in the mouth, bro. Right in the mouth.
Well, we can get off Zach for a sec. Do you think that CJ Mosley blew the assignment on that last
Yo,
touchdown? And I'll just say this. Yes, I think he blew his assignment, but what pissed me off even more, if you go back and watch the replay, he wasn't going full speed after him. And when the tight end cut back towards the middle, he was maybe like 3 or 4 yards away from making a tackle at around the 10-yard line. If he was going all out trying to get him once he knew he blew his assignment, he would have had a chance to make up for it. And
yeah,
that's the part that really pisses me off because a field goal, the Lions don't need a field goal there. They needed a touchdown. So
bro,
you keep
listen.
him out of the end zone. You give your defense a chance in the red zone. Like he
Two
could have made
weeks
up for it.
2 weeks in a row, CJ Moses cost us
Yep.
a game. You know what I'm saying? That
It's like
that
he's got
that
one huge play that he gives
yep,
up every single week. It seems
yep.
like for all the
And
good that he does, and I love him. There's that
he's
one play. It
amazing.
seems like every week that he screws up
Like
on.
that play in Buffalo last week, bro. I mean the play in Minnesota. What's it, Buffalo, or Minnesota? Minnesota, Buffalo. I'm sorry, Buffalo. When he that first, that 3rd and 1. I mean that fourth. I mean it just killed us, bro. 4 for 1. It killed us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It killed
Yep.
us. That was points to that, bro. Again, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Listen, I'm not putting the blame on the whole team. I mean, listen, it's a team sport. We all win and lose. I'm just a fan that's just disgruntled. And that's where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
just mad, bro. Like it's just so frustrating, man, watching this over and over again and thinking that we're gonna get there and then to be this close to the playoffs and be this close to tasting something good. Listen, the Chargers are not losing. Baltimore's not. So listen, we either have to win out and beat Miami. That's the only way we're getting in. We're not getting in, bro, because we're not gonna win all them games. We're not winning Thursday. We're not winning. What's your confidence level for Thursday?
Not great. If Mike White's out there, I think we can
Yeah,
win.
Mike. Shit, bro.
With the way Trevor Lawrence is playing right now, though, I definitely have some concerns
Nah,
about
I
Thursday.
ain't worrying about Trevor Lawrence.
But again, though, the Ravens are in. The Ravens are going to be one of the wild cards. We're not
Bro.
catching them. They'd have to lose out. We'd have to win out just to own a tiebreak. That's not going to happen. The Chargers, yeah, their schedule's easy. They're probably the other wild card, but you still got that last
Yo,
spot left. That's going to come from the AFC East. And
yo,
again, the
listen.
Patriots
Miami.
have the Patriots.
Miami.
Hold on,
Miami.
Stop it. The Patriots have the Bengals, the Dolphins, and the
I'm
Bills.
not worried about the
It's not
Patriots.
going to be them. So what I'm
Listen.
telling you is that the Dolphins are only one game up on us right now.
Yep.
So they can win out. We win the next two against Jacksonville and Seattle. Is that unreasonable to suggest that the Jets can win those 2 games. No, it's not.
Um,
So if you do that,
who's the
you give
quarterback?
you. We don't know yet.
It's gonna be who's
We don't,
playing Thursday? Probably Zach, right?
probably we don't know
Okay.
yet.
Oh, okay.
Mike White could be active. We never know. He practiced
Okay.
today. Just
Okay.
can't take contact yet.
He prime time. He
My
practiced
my
all last
sources tell me the ribs are healing pretty well.
prime time. He practiced all last week. Listen,
I know.
I just
I know.
wanna
New
put
week.
that out there. Like, yeah, listen. Do you know how
It's a short
hurt
week. Find a way to get it done.
prime time? Do you know how hurt I
Don't
was?
kill my vibe tonight, man.
You know how hurt I was Friday, bro. Like, if you can just see my face when I saw that tweet,
Me
bro.
too.
Like,
I was
listen,
devastated.
it's like the air
That's when I
got
knew we were
knocked
going to
out
lose.
of me, bro. Yeah, I knew it was a
That's
wrap
why I
there,
didn't do a
bro.
game preview.
Yep, me
I
either.
didn't want to bring any negativity prior to a home game, but
I
I
was
didn't have a good feeling at all.
I was just so frustrated. I
But
just
again,
can't.
like I was saying it all last week, though. Like if there was one game that they had to lose, because the chances they were going to win all 4 very unlikely. So if there was one game, that was the game to lose.
It doesn't matter. I think we need to win all of them to get in anyway. And bro, listen, to lose to Detroit,
But
I'm
if
telling
you
you,
thought
man,
that,
their
it doesn't matter
defense
then,
is.
right? If you still think we have to win all of our games, and we do, then like
Yo, listen,
losing yesterday doesn't really change much,
bro, listen. I'm a
unless
pure.
the Patriots went out, and that's not going to happen.
They're not beating Buffalo. 'Cause Buffalo has to win. So for Buffalo, because they're tied with Kansas City, they have to win. They
Patriots are
have
going
to
to lose
win
to the
out.
Bengals this week. Patriots probably aren't
Oh
winning
yeah,
another game after the way that they lost.
yeah. Well, they got to.
So
Yeah, well, I mean, they got the Bengals and Buffalo definitely gonna give them 2 losses. But prime time. This is my whole point.
well, I just want to answer this one really quick. I think we talked about this a few weeks ago where, yeah, it seems very similar where the one thing I liked about Hackenberg, and people called me like a Hackenberg homer, like I just wanted to see him eventually get a chance because, yeah, I saw every single throw he made in training camp and you would see the physical talent. You would see him make some throws. You'd see the zip on his fastball. He was pretty mobile. He can hit some deep balls. But when it came to actually getting into a game and reading defenses, identifying blitzes, hitting checkdowns, the processing speed, it just wasn't there. He couldn't do it. And
And who?
I feel like that's very similar to kind of what we're seeing now with Zach, where he can hit the
Yep.
big plays, he could do some things with his legs, but just the processing speed of reading defenses, getting the ball out, the checkdowns, all that stuff, the accuracy issues, both of them had like all those things on Sundays against good defenses. It's hard to overcome those things.
I'm gonna tell you what I learned about Kyle Shanahan, right? So,
Yep.
watching the game Thursday, I watched some tape on it. Just wanted to see the defense and stuff like that. So I just bored. So, Kyle Shanahan, the rookie quarterback that he had, right? You know what he did? He did a play, bro. That was bro. It was so sweet. Like he did a fake screen, tight end leak out up the seam, 35 yards, right? That whole play, prime time, there was one read. That whole play. You know that? It was one read.
Yep.
That's what good coaches do. And I think if you're going to have Zach in the game, and this is the problem I have with Zach, it's the problem I have. I know they're dumbing down this offense to where he knows where the ball should go.
Yep.
Regardless of what they're in, he knows where the ball should go. He knows if this not there, it's there. His processing is too slow.
Yep.
He doesn't understand defenses, and he's just not ready yet, and that's fine. He comes from a really small school in BYU. That's just what it is. So
It's like when
what?
he sees it, he rushes it or he tries to zip it in there too
Yeah,
fast. Like whatever it is, it's just something
it's
mentally is just not
yeah,
there for all the physical gifts that he has. It's just
and that's the problem. So uh,
and yeah, this is a great point. I mean, like you hold the offense to 17 points essentially, or even you could say
10,
you take away the
10.
7. Well, they
Okay,
got
10.
a field goal off the interception too, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they held him for 10.
Yeah. So it's 10 points
Yeah,
basically.
10 points. Yeah, that's
I
what it is.
mean, I can't. As much as we want to criticize the defense for the final 2 minutes, and they deserve it because you got to be able to close out games. I can't sit here and blame the defense. You know,
No, you
they
can't.
had
I mean,
they
it
had their
was a
moment, like the special teams had
hey,
their moment, and the
bro.
offense struggled a little bit. It was a team loss. I mean, that's
At the end of the day, that was a good ass
coaching
call.
too.
At the
Yeah,
end of
we didn't touch on Saleh yet too. I mean,
no,
you want to talk
we ain't,
time management? We can get into that.
yeah, we can definitely go there next. But let me say this right
Yeah.
here. Like that was a good ass play, and it was a good call. That's what happened with that. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't know where to go with this. Like, I'm just so at the point now. I'm just so lost because it's like I was really thinking we're gonna make the playoffs, and I feel like our defense is good enough to battle anybody. And I think that when Mike White's in there, he gets the best chance to win. And it's just at the point now that it's just like, man, we're watching us lose. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't want a participation trophy. I don't give two shits about that. I want to win. I want to get in the playoffs. And I think that us being able to battle with good teams it's a great sign. It's a young team, and we overachieved this year. But when we got to 6-3, the overachievement shit was out the window because now we have a whole new perspective. We have a whole new outlook. We're in the playoff mix, and to be in the playoff mix and playing meaningful games in December is all we really wanted. But to get into December and the reason that we're losing is because it's inadequate quarterback play. That's something that we've had all season, and I'm so sick of this 5-2 with Zach. It wasn't because of Zach. And if you can show me other than the Pittsburgh game where it was over Zach, then I'll accept that. Please do. Mr. BYU fan, can you pull that up for me and show me that?
I'm
Because
not.
you
I'm not
can't.
even. I'm not even acknowledging him anyway. I mean, if
No,
he's just
man.
trying to troll the chat, I'm not going to deal with
Yeah,
it.
I know exactly.
But
That's what I'm trying to do.
thoughts on the Patriots game. I mean, that was the only thing that probably like cheered me up yesterday was
Bro,
seeing how
listen,
how
yo,
they lost that
who
game.
can listen? I was saying to and my man's is a Raider fan, bro. And his son, his son hit a big parlay yesterday too. But he
Nice.
had the Raiders, and he was talking to his son like during the end of the game. He was like, "Yeah, bro, you're gonna lose. So don't worry about it." So he got off the phone with his son. We're watching the game and stuff. And then what I'm saying, we see the interception. He runs it back. Yeah, you know what my favorite part about that interception was? The
What's that?
stiff arm. On the Matt Jones. I was like, yo, I wish he just stepped on him too. You
They're
know what I mean?
they're not coming back from that, man.
Nah,
They're just not
that's
coming back from that.
nah. But
So
you got the hard schedule.
I'll just address this. I mean, I don't think it's hate at all. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about sports radio or us. I understand some of sports radio is probably delivering some hate. I don't think it's hate at all. I mean, I'm acknowledging some of the good things he's doing. He's not a finished product yet. I've seen that comment a few times. He's not a finished product.
Yo,
But for a
it's
team right now that's trying to make a playoff run, he's not the best quarterback for right now if you have a healthy Mike White. And I think that's the issue. People are looking at what's best for right now and trying to say, no, it's all about Zach. When you've got a team that's ready to make the playoffs, you got to do what's in the best interest of all 52 guys that are in that locker room. Otherwise, you're going to lose them if you're solid.
no,
So he made the right call. Just listen to the way the players were talking about Mike White when he was in there. They respected the fuck out of that decision. So it's not hating on Zach. It's acknowledging what's in the best interest for the team right now. Zach's got 2 more years left on his rookie contract, plus the 5th-year option if they pick it up. He's got plenty of time to work on his shit. It's not best for right now. Good.
and it's not Zach hate at all. It's just understanding what's important about the team. And I understand everybody's so happy that we thought we had a quarterback, but at the end of the day, your eyes don't lie, man. You're seeing it. So if you've been a fan for 47 years and you don't realize this kid
Mr. Super Chat.
ain't doing right now, what are you supposed to do? I mean, that makes no sense. I mean, how can you be a fan and say that, okay, I want us to lose and we want Zach to play because we want to lose? You don't want to make the playoffs? And you don't want to try to overachieve? Come on, man. Fuck out of here with them.
Blitz more. We have great DBs, play more physical. Yeah, I mean,
Now I will say that. Listen,
especially without
that's
Quinn Williams in there. Yeah,
yo.
I mean
Listen,
that's one thing
that,
you could argue they could have did
I,
differently.
I
That's a
want
little
I
bit more.
want
That's just not
I
the way they
want
play defense, though.
I wanted to touch on that, man. Listen, like I thought that when we got to Jared Goff, he doesn't have the pressure where we wasn't getting there before. So why not try to blitz a little bit more? That I had a problem with. I just thought that was probably the best way to do it, especially with our corner. And listen, our corners played their tail off yesterday, bro. They played their butts off yesterday because listen, and they tried to pick on Michael Carter. And big up to Michael Carter for standing up, man.
Yep.
You're battling damn near Amar, bro, the one probably one the top 3 receivers in the league, man. And you held your own, and they did that on purpose. They put him in the slot so Carter could get on him with a mismatch. At first,
Yeah, look at
took,
Sauce too. He had no
yeah,
targets, right?
nah, but Carter took,
Crazy,
he
man.
took his lump, he took a couple of lumps, man. But he came up big, man. Yo, much respect to him, man. He played his ass off.
All right, we got another super chat here. Hold on. What's the weakest position on the team right now?
Quarterback.
Depending who it is.
Nah. I mean, he said right now.
If Mike White's out there, I don't think it's the weakest position on the team.
No, he said right now. Who's going in the Thursday
Well,
game?
we don't we don't know who's going out there Thursday. Stop putting all these negative vibes out there. For
I'm not
Thursday
putting
night.
negative nothing
You're
out there.
killing me, man.
Hey, listen, I want Mike White to play
I'm
Thursday.
pissed about yesterday too, but if we win
I want-
Thursday, it doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter. And he's gone. All right, so we'll go back to the chat.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
want
there? All right.
I want to have a chance to win, bro. Like I want to have a chance to win. So of course I want Mike White out there, bro. But the weakest position to me right now is definitely our quarterback position with Zach playing quarterback. I mean, it's other positions. The only biggest, the only other problem I have is safety play, and not with Whitehead, but with Jordan being out yesterday, it was kind of hard. But they didn't do bad. So I mean, I don't see we don't have. O line, man, we don't have a lot of problems. What do you think, man? What are you feeling?
I thought the O-line struggled a little bit the last few weeks, but
Yeah.
you know, I think also some of that yesterday was Zach again just not getting rid of the ball quick enough. I think there
Yeah.
was definitely a few plays where he kind of cost himself there.
Hey,
That's just me.
I tell you what, man. I sure I I sure hope Joe D fix our line with the Lions line because their line is ferocious, bro. They played their ass off yesterday, bro,
Yep.
against a good SD.
So what were your thoughts on the end of the game and the way Salah handled the
I,
final 2 minutes?
yeah,
You guys want
I
to get into
thought,
that?
bro. I thought, this is bad time management. I really think that like, and the crazy part is, don't we have a time management guy? Like, don't we
Yes,
have
we
that?
do.
Okay, I was just
I
checking.
mean,
Now,
overall this year, I feel like the time management's been
oh, it's
better.
been better.
And
Been definitely better.
up until like the final minute, I really didn't have an issue with it. It was after I think it was the second Garrett Wilson
Yeah,
completion where I think they could have called timeout probably with about 45 seconds left. I think they were right around the 40-yard
yeah,
line, something like that. That was probably where he screwed up. And I think Salah even acknowledged that today. You give him credit,
yeah,
he wants to take accountability. That's all well and good. But, that decision plus the decisions on the 1-yard line at Minnesota and then, punting off a timeout to the Patriots, letting them return that ball. Those
yeah.
are three crucial decisions in the final minutes of games that, might end up costing them a playoff spot.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like, listen, I would hope they would have called a timeout after. I think it's probably the second Wilson catch
Yep.
because I think we had about 45 seconds left. I would have called a timeout because right after, did we get that? Did they get a sack after that?
I think there was an incompletion and then a sack.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have called a timeout just to
Yeah,
observe the
there
time and
were
just
some
come
people that were
back.
ripping him for not calling the timeout after the first big play to Garrett Wilson, but that one I kind of understood, and Salah explained it today, where
Because he wanted to
God
run
forbid
time down.
something, yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
that, and if something went wrong, if there's a fumble, an interception, you go 3 and out or 4 and out with 4 straight incompletions,
yeah,
you have all 3 timeouts, you only need a field goal, you can still get the ball back with
yeah,
a minute left, so I kind of understood it at that point. And even after he called the first timeout, there was still like 20 seconds left. So
yep,
you still have your 2 timeouts. You got 3 plays left. They should have been able to get closer, but that sack was huge.
yeah. Sack
Trying
was
to come
huge.
back from that. I mean, that was
I think that was the
you,
biggest.
you credit them for getting it, and then Elijah Moore runs backwards 3 yards. I don't know if that would have made a difference or not on the field goal, but
Yeah, but
just sucks, man.
yeah, it hurt, bro. Like it's misery Monday, man. I just listen, and my man Johnny don't get his ice cream, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? He had ice cream for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like come
4 out of
on,
5
man.
weeks.
Yeah, bro. Like yo, he was enjoying him at first, but it's over now. I don't know, man.
I will be there Thursday night. You guys are gonna have to convince Tyson to go. I'm trying to drag him out, but don't know if he'll
Yeah.
be there.
Nah, I think he's bro. Listen, I talked to the big homie today. He's frustrated, beyond frustrated.
Yep. The gap between Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence is galactic. Zach Wilson has not improved from last year. If he was in any AFC's team, we Jets fans would say he sucks. He's a bust. It hurts to say. I don't want to use the word bust yet, but I mean, to this point, the numbers that he has, you don't find many quarterbacks that just turn their careers around or at least become like top 10 quarterbacks when they've struggled this much. Now, again, maybe other quarterbacks would have been on the bench. So maybe you throw some blame at the Jets, played him too soon. He shouldn't have started his rookie year probably. We all hoped that he would take all that experience, learn from it, be better this year. And for whatever reason, it hasn't happened. And you can see the difference. Every other time that it's, Flacco, Mike White, whoever, the offense just has so much more rhythm to it, it seems like.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say he's a bust at all.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just think he needs maybe another year to just grow. I think that the kid is, like I said, he has all the arm talents. And he can make all the throws in the world, but at the end of the day, you can't make the throws that count the most, and you just can't win like that. You know what I'm saying?
Is it supposed to rain Thursday night?
Oh
That would
wow.
suck. That would suck. I hope not.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That would probably help us though. Against Trevor
I don't.
Lawrence.
I don't even want to go to the game now, bro. And I was coming up, bro. I really was coming up. I don't want to go to the game. I just
There
don't.
were definitely a lot of people that were screaming, call timeout. I wasn't going nuts about it. I probably would have called timeout, but I wasn't going crazy about it. I kind of understood it to an extent.
I actually thought that. Listen, because we like in real talk, Greg had the leg. It just went left. You know what I'm saying? He had that kick.
Anthony, I don't know if I want to meet up because you threw me under the bus last time we met up. Did you ever hear that story, Tyrone?
Yeah.
He goes into my cooler, grabs a Truly, and then he comes on the air because he's not 21. He comes on the air and says, "Oh, thanks for giving me a Truly." I'm like, "Bro, I didn't give you. You went to my cooler and you took a drink,
cool.
and then
You
you
took
saying
a
I'm
coolie.
giving underage kids alcohol." I'm like, "Oh, dude,
No, not at all. Not at all.
I don't know if I trust you now.
We do
Not till you're
not.
21."
We did not promote any young children under the age of 21 drinking and using any kind of
No,
alcohol beverages. That
be
is
smart, be responsible, especially again,
absolutely
holidays coming up. If you're coming out Thursday night, you know,
no.
get an Uber,
Seriously,
get somebody to, be a
seriously,
DD, whatever you got to do.
yeah, because it's about to be chaotic.
So did we ruin Zach, or is he just not very good?
No, listen. Listen. Hold on. I'm gonna say this right here. He just needs more time to develop. It's just what it is. And the problem is, I think that we're all counting on him to be better. He just needs more time to develop, and that's the problem. So that's going to be the issue that we have with Zach for a little while now because he just needs more time to develop, and we want him to be ready right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem that we have. We have with Zach. I'm not saying he's a bust. I want the kid to get better, but we're expecting him to be good right now, and he's just not. You know what I'm saying? He has a way to go.
All right, maybe we can meet up then. We'll see. I'll let you know where I'm at. I'll be coming straight from work, so I don't even know if I'm getting there like as soon as the
Hey
lots
man,
open.
don't be leaving the kids at school early either, bro.
No, I
You know
never
what I
leave
mean?
early.
Don't be like yo, like look, man, class over, man. Yeah, we
No, I'm not
moved
gonna
out
say I
today.
leave early, but as soon as that bell rings,
At the
I'm
parking
not
lot
gonna say I'm the
running.
first one out the door, but you know,
Your class over early.
nah, never. Y'all keep listening to the media. Zach will always be attached. Look at Trevor Lawrence. He's hiding in Jacksonville. I wouldn't say he's hiding. I mean, kid's playing out of his mind right now.
Nah, he's playing better. I mean, listen, he was struggling as well. And, you know what I'm saying? They were saying that, that he wasn't that good. And what does he do? He picked his game up. He's playing better. He's playing more under control. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what happens when you
They will always be
thrive and
linked
get
though.
better. Huh?
Those two plus Fields and Mac Jones. I mean, they're all going to be linked the same way
Oh,
that
yeah,
we
same
look back
draft.
at Josh
Yeah,
Allen and
Josh
Sam
Allen,
Darnold
Baker
and all those
Mayfield.
guys. Yep.
Yeah, all those guys. Yeah, the same draft. But, it is what it is. I mean, so.
All right. So, final question I'll ask you before we start to wrap it up. And if you guys have anything, feel free to throw it in the chat. Um, what do you think is the closer version to reality of what this Jets team is? Because you can look at a bunch of their wins early on. The game at Cleveland probably shouldn't have won that. The game at Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett was destroying them in the second half. Arguably, they shouldn't have won that game. The Bears didn't have Fields. The Dolphins didn't have Tua. A couple other games. Like, are they closer to the 6-3 Jets, or are they closer to the team that's lost 4 out of 5, where they're just not making big plays at the end, even though they're competitive games? Which is closer to reality for this team?
Mike White is quarterback. I think we're close to a 6-3 team, but I also think that we're just not finishing games. I think. Listen, I'm looking at it as I'm very happy because I didn't expect us to be this far. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we've attained a lot of growth with this team. We see the potential of what this team could be. Everyone was saying that we were a year away, and I kind of understood that. And then you start seeing these kids play and step up. I think that what I'm saying. I just don't think that we are as good as we are right, and we need to be right now. Listen, I'm not going to make any excuses, but Vera Tucker and Becton is a different kind of team. You know what I'm saying? Offensive line wise.
Yep.
Brees Hall, another off. You know what I'm saying? Another a different era. So I just feel like listen, we're on an uptrend. I think that we're definitely going to be something. We're getting there. And for the first time, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been a Jet fan for 40 years. For me to say that, I really feel like we're in the right hands
Yep.
and we had the right people in place. I've never felt that way. I like Rex and Tannenbaum. They were my guys. I've never felt the way I do right now about this team, and I just want to see us get better. And I see us growing as a team. I see this team getting better. But to say that, what I'm saying, that we are a playoff team, for what I've seen the last couple of weeks, I can't say that because we didn't close out. We didn't finish when we should have finished. So
That's fair.
you,
I, I'd,
so
I'd I'd like to say that I think we are closer to the 6-3 team, especially if we're healthy. I think at this point the injuries have kind of piled up. I don't think they're a team that's got that proven track record where they can overcome the amount of injuries that they've had this year between Hall, between AVT, shuffling the offensive line, how many different weeks. Quinnen Williams being out this Sunday, I think definitely hurt. So they've dealt with a lot of injuries. But relative to other teams, I guess you could say they've kind of probably been average, I would think, in terms of like total missed games and things like that. They just don't have the winning pedigree, I think, to overcome it yet.
and
But
they're
I think for
getting
the
there.
future, you look at the young kids that are playing well. Like this is encouraging still. As
Yeah,
frustrating as we are right now,
yeah.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
because
this is something that they could still build off of. But if you do collapse and you miss the playoffs, it's going to be a long offseason still with a lot of questions, guys on the hot seat, questions about Saleh. What do you do at quarterback? And that's just what I fear, and I don't want to deal with.
I'm going to say this. Listen, I'm going to say that I've gained more comfortability with Salah. I gained more
Me too.
comfortability with Joe D. And overall, man, even at OC, listen, I really like where this team is at. I mean, you got to figure a few. Listen, every offseason we're talking about we need 6 or 7 people. We're 1 or 2 players away from being a really good football team. And I think the biggest thing is you got some really big decisions in the offseason. Do you keep Lawson? Do you keep CJ Mosley? Do you keep these guys? Because you know what I'm saying, they count a
They
lot
have no
against the
choice
cap.
but to keep Mosley after they restructured.
You know what
But
I'm
yeah,
saying?
Lawson, Corey Davis.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Do you keep these guys? I mean, that's the thing that's going to be really big major decisions. I just think that listen, I feel like I mean, if you're a Jet fan, y'all know this, man. You got to feel this that we are really like for the first time we have a GM that know what he's doing. Like,
Yep.
yeah, listen, he didn't cripple us with being in cap hell or whatever. And next year, if he goes into cap hell to get us into the playoffs, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that because that's what good teams do when they're making that run. This is the 4-year run. You have to understand something. We're in a 4-year, 5-year run to what we got to make happen right now.
That's also
After
why
that,
that's
yeah,
also why I think he's just going to stick with the plan, though.
yeah,
Like you have a nice draft class. You could argue maybe 2 draft classes depending on what happens with Zach. But even without Zach, with AVT, if Moore sticks around, you got Carter, actually both Michael Carters. So you got some players from 2 years ago plus this past one, which is amazing. You have a nice young core to build around. So
yeah.
like you stick with the plan, you build around it in free agency. But I don't think they're going to go nuts. Like, I
No,
don't
no,
even
no,
think they
no,
have the
no,
money
no.
to really go
I, I,
crazy.
I
And
I don't think you have to go nuts, but you have to improve in some areas. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
You have to find somebody to replace Joyner. I think, you know what I'm saying? You have to bring Quan back. You have to find somebody else on the other side of
You need a
Quinn,
safety and you need a tackle, depending on what they do with AVT,
yo,
possibly.
in the guard. So, because I'm hoping AVT becomes our left tackle, brothers move
Me
forward. You know
too.
what I mean?
Me too. What does Zach learn in his 3 weeks off? He still runs backwards when pressured, throws off his back foot, no progressions, gunslinger with no deep ball. I think his deep ball is okay.
Yeah,
But again, like for me, as exciting as some of the big plays were, and again, I'll give him credit for getting outside the pocket and making some plays on the run, and keeping them in the game. But just from drive to drive, being consistent with the easy shit. I think that's what we all wanted to see him
yeah.
improve on, and the fact that really that didn't improve at all. He was still barely above 50% with his completions, and he was missing guys. Like that's a problem still.
That's the one thing that if Zach fixes, he could be a franchise quarterback. He has to
He's
fix
a top
those.
10 guy if he
Yeah,
can
he's
make
absolutely.
the
Yep,
easy throws
yep.
with
Because
what he could do. Yeah.
physically, what he can do physically, absolutely.
Hmm.
But like I said, it's the mental aspect of it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Somebody like Kurt Warner or even Brent Favre, what I'm saying, just sitting down with those guys for the summer, like, show me what you see in this, or being able to watch or read defenses. I just think that his process level, like when you watch Mike White, it's boom, 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 damn, boom, 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 bam. Zach is like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just learning the process. It's a process. And I hope the kid does get it. But at this point right now, like I want to make the playoffs. So at this point right here, I think Mike White gives us the best chance of winning. That's what I want, man. I just want to win. I want to get in the playoffs.
And that's the thing. It's probably not going to happen this year. The 4 weeks off.
Hey,
I think we
Prime
were all
Time, go
hopeful
back to
that
the go back to that last comment, the one
which one?
before that one.
Until you have a truly elite quarterback, you're nowhere in this league.
Yeah. Yo, big up to my man's right there too, because he hits me up on Facebook all the time, yo, man.
We met
Salute.
up with him yesterday.
Yeah, oh for real?
Yeah,
Yo,
came out to the Tailgate. Had a good
yo,
time.
he's always on our, yo, he's always on it on Facebook, man. So I love that. Appreciate it.
Shout out to Tim. Thank you to everybody that joined us. Really appreciate it. We should be back live tomorrow, 8 o'clock. We'll be taking some calls, so we'll post the link. Talk to you guys then.
Have a good night.